How often have you felt uncertain about your desires, choices, or the unspoken rules that govern intimacy and relationships? Have societal expectations and whispered myths shaped your understanding of what's truly fulfilling? If you've ever wondered whether you're living authentically, whether your experiences are guided by your own truth or influenced by fear and expectations, this video is for you. We're diving deep into the intricate tapestry of intimacy, connection, and self-awareness. Together, we'll unravel the fears, judgments, and misconceptions that often cloud our paths to true fulfillment. You'll discover why mutual respect and trust are the cornerstones of meaningful relationships and how embracing your uniqueness can transform not just your intimate life, but your entire perspective on self-worth and connection. Stay with us, because by the end of this journey, you'll gain not only a new understanding of yourself, but also a profound respect for the beauty of living authentically. Whether you're exploring new dimensions of intimacy, reclaiming your power after years of silence, or simply seeking wisdom for your own journey, this video promises insights that will inspire, empower, and transform your outlook. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. How often have you found yourself lost in a swirl of curiosity, grappling with what's real and what's merely hype? Let's strip away the layers of uncertainty and delve into a subject that stirs the imagination, yet is rarely spoken of openly. This enigmatic practice has been whispered about in living rooms, discussed in hushed tones between friends, and hinted at by those with a knowing glint in their eye. Over the years, I've heard countless stories, fragments of truth wrapped in mystery, shared by friends, neighbors, and even women wise with age. Yet, no two stories are alike, and amidst the patchwork of perspectives, myths have solidified into truths that many accept without question. Some voices paint it as perilous, a venture into forbidden territory where danger lurks behind every thrill. Others dismiss it as nothing more than a gesture to satisfy a partner's fleeting desires. And then, there are those who speak of it as if it were a sacred rite, a clandestine gateway to untold pleasures. But are any of these tales rooted in reality, or are they the echoes of misunderstandings passed down through generations? To truly grasp its essence, one must wade into the depths of sensation itself, gently, deliberately, and without judgment. Intimacy, after all, is a realm brimming with uncharted discoveries, often cloaked in the veil of silence. There are those who call it a path of no return, an act so defining that it alters the trajectory of one's desires forever. Others describe it as an awkward experiment, rife with vulnerability and hesitation. But are these absolutes, or are we merely prisoners of second-hand accounts, letting fear and hearsay dictate our understanding? The truth, as I've come to realize through the wisdom of time, is that the human body is a repository of secrets, secrets that only a life lived with openness and reflection can begin to unravel. The first truth I'll share with you is this: intimacy, in its truest form, must be approached with lightness and without fear. Fear has a way of binding us, of stealing the joy that exploration can bring. Only when we shed these inhibitions can we start to discern what truly serves our well-being and what does not. And here's the catch: this truth is uniquely yours to discover. Every person's experience is a kaleidoscope of emotions, deeply personal and undeniably singular. Before you accept any external narrative as gospel, pause. Ask yourself, does this resonate with my heart, my body, my spirit? Our bodies and minds are sacred temples, each carrying a distinct blueprint of desires, boundaries, and possibilities. With the clarity that age and experience have granted me, I can tell you this: there are no universal truths when it comes to pleasure. It's not a command or an expectation. It's a seed planted deep within, nurtured by care, trust, and self-awareness. When we honor our inner harmony, what once felt awkward or intimidating can transform into a revelation, a moment of connection that enriches both body and soul. That said, let me be clear, Not every experience is for everyone, and that's perfectly okay. If a woman, no matter her age or life stage, chooses to refrain from a particular act, it is a reflection of her truth, her joy, or the absence thereof. This is not a flaw but a testament to the importance of knowing oneself. Respect for our own boundaries and the boundaries of others is the cornerstone of any healthy, fulfilling connection. True intimacy thrives only in the soil of mutual understanding, where no act feels imposed and no boundary is transgressed. Remember, the journey of exploration is not a race, nor is it a script to be followed blindly. It's a dance, a delicate, evolving dialogue between your body, your mind, and the trust you share with another. And whether you choose to explore or to abstain, the ultimate goal remains the same: to honor your truth, embrace your uniqueness, and cherish the profound beauty of your own desires. Let this be the wisdom you carry forward, a wisdom that frees, rather than binds, the heart to its deepest joys. If I can share one more secret I've learned over a lifetime of observing, listening, and experiencing, it is this: pleasure should never be born from pressure, obligation, or expectation. Too often in life, we find ourselves surrendering to the invisible weight of what others believe we should do or what society deems normal. Whether it's the quiet whispers of cultural norms or the silent assumptions in relationships, these expectations can blur the line between what we want and what we feel compelled to do. But the truth, my dear reader, is that nothing matters more than how you feel about your choices, your own sense of joy, peace, and self-acceptance. For those who choose to explore the intimate dimensions of life, let that choice stem from an authentic and personal desire, not from a sense of duty, fear of disappointing someone, or a need to meet someone else's expectations. Intimacy is an expression of connection and trust. It is never meant to feel like a chore or a sacrifice of your self-worth. With time as my guide, I've learned an undeniable truth: no genuine intimacy can ever exist without mutual respect. Respect is not just a principle, it is the foundation, the unshakable cornerstone of every healthy and meaningful relationship. It is through this profound respect that two people create a safe and sacred space where they can truly be themselves, vulnerable, unguarded, and open. When respect flows freely between partners, it becomes the glue that holds them together, allowing them to navigate even the most delicate and unspoken territories of their connection. Intimacy, particularly the deeper, more vulnerable kinds, is not just about physical closeness. It's about emotional alignment. It's about feeling valued for who you are and being comfortable enough to express your desires, fears, and boundaries without fear of judgment or rejection. Respect doesn't just enhance intimacy, it transforms it into something sacred. When both partners approach each other with care, understanding, and patience, intimacy becomes a shared journey rather than an individual pursuit. In a relationship guided by respect, there is no place for haste, pressure, or urgency. There is no need to rush into anything simply because it is expected or seen as the next step. Instead, every moment, every decision is taken with intention and with the assurance that both people's boundaries will be heard, honored, and protected. Respect means truly listening to the words spoken and unspoken, to the yes as well as the no, and to the subtle shifts in a partner's needs and desires over time. Respect is understanding that boundaries are not fixed but can evolve as the relationship grows deeper and more trusting. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. And trust, oh trust, is the heart of it all. Without trust, even the strongest relationships falter. Trust allows partners to feel safe enough to be vulnerable, to reveal their fears and uncertainties without the fear of being judged or pressured. This safety is what makes intimacy possible, turning what might have been awkward or even uncomfortable into moments of profound connection and discovery. One of the most meaningful gifts you can ever give to someone you love is your undivided attention and a willingness to truly listen. Listening isn't just about hearing words. It's about valuing the feelings, emotions, and thoughts behind those words. It's about creating a space where your partner feels safe to share without fear of criticism or dismissal. When you truly listen, you send a powerful message that their comfort, their desires, and their boundaries matter deeply to you. This kind of attentiveness, This level of respect strengthens a relationship in ways that no grand gesture ever could. And let me tell you, respect and trust open the door to conversations that are honest, open, and free from shame. These are the conversations where desires can be shared, where fears can be spoken, and where limits can be understood and embraced. In this space, intimacy becomes something to celebrate, not something to fear or avoid. Together, you and your partner can explore what feels right, knowing that mutual respect is the constant that will always protect your journey. But let me also emphasize this: intimacy is not for everyone, and that's perfectly okay. Some paths may not feel right for one person or another, and that's not a failure. It's an act of self-awareness and self-respect. If a woman, or anyone, regardless of age, declines a certain experience, it's not a rejection of you but an affirmation of their own needs and feelings. Respecting this decision is not only essential, but also one of the most profound acts of love you can show. Respect is not just about accepting the choices of others but about valuing their autonomy, their right to decide what feels good and what does not. True intimacy is not measured by how much is done or how far things go. It's not about ticking boxes or reaching milestones. It's about the trust and respect that flow between two people. It's about the mutual understanding that each step forward is taken together, with consent, care, and consideration. When you respect your partner's boundaries and honor their feelings, you create a space where love can grow, thrive, and deepen in ways you never thought possible. So, if there's one message I hope you carry forward, it's this: the greatest act of love you can offer is respect. Respect your partner's feelings, their boundaries, and their unique journey. And just as importantly, respect your own. Intimacy is not a destination but a lifelong journey, a dance between two souls seeking connection, harmony, and shared understanding. Let respect be the rhythm that guides you, and let trust be the song you dance to. Together, these will lead you to a love that is not only fulfilling but transformative. Where there is respect, there is freedom, a freedom so profound it allows people to be their authentic selves, unburdened by fear or judgment. It is the freedom to say yes with joy or no with unwavering conviction. It is the freedom to explore the unknown or to find solace in retreat, knowing that every choice will be met with understanding and unwavering support. Respect creates a safe haven where vulnerability is not a weakness but a testament to trust. It is within this space of mutual care and affection that the most beautiful, life-changing stories of love and connection are written. This is how the most enduring stories of intimacy and trust are built. It is not in haste or pressure, nor in following the rules laid down by others. Instead, it is in the quiet, patient moments of mutual understanding, where each person feels seen, valued, and safe. True intimacy blossoms not from obligation or myth, but from the fertile ground of respect and kindness. It grows when both partners feel free to express their needs, fears, and desires without fear of judgment or rejection. Let me tell you something vital. Pleasure, real pleasure, can only flourish in an environment of safety and respect. It's not the kind of pleasure that comes from chasing fleeting moments or fulfilling someone else's expectations. It's the kind that grows naturally, nurtured by trust, care, and the freedom to be exactly who you are. And at the core of all this is an unshakable truth. Your well-being, your peace of mind, and your comfort must always come first. Never let anyone convince you otherwise. Now, let's address a question many of us have grappled with. Is there pleasure in exploring new dimensions of intimacy? Of course, there can be, but only when it stems from a place of genuine desire. Only when your heart and mind are aligned with your actions. When you feel safe, supported, and free to say no as easily as you say yes. Only then can you embark on a journey of intimacy that feels truly fulfilling and empowering. Intimacy is not about meeting someone else's standards or following a societal script. It's about discovering your own path, your own rhythm, without haste or pressure. And yet, despite the beauty of this truth, we are often bombarded with stories of fear. In my youth, these stories were rampant, warnings passed down through whispers, each one more terrifying than the last. Any deviation from the norm was treated as something reckless, even dangerous. When the conversation turned to less conventional forms of intimacy, the refrain was always the same: "Don't do that, it's dangerous." But as I grew older, I began to question these warnings. Were they truly grounded in reality, or were they the byproducts of ignorance, fear, and a lack of understanding? The human body is both delicate and resilient, a masterpiece of design that demands care, attention, and respect. It thrives in an environment of mindfulness and tenderness. Yes, it is true that any intimate experience, especially one that steps outside the boundaries of what is considered conventional, requires thoughtful preparation. But here's the truth: it is not the act itself that is dangerous, but the lack of care, knowledge, and preparation that can turn it into something harmful. Discomfort and complications often arise not from the act, but from neglecting the body's needs and signals. To create an experience that is both safe and fulfilling, the body must be approached with care, patience, and respect. This means ensuring it is relaxed, ready, and properly prepared. Many of the so-called risks that people warn about, such as minor injuries or infections, are not inherent to the act itself, but are the results of rushing into something unprepared. The true enemies of intimacy are haste, ignorance, and a disregard for the signals your body sends you. Think of intimacy as learning a new dance. Every step must be taken with intention, every movement attuned to the rhythm of your partner and yourself. Rushing through the steps only leads to missteps and discomfort. Similarly, with intimacy, taking your time, listening to your body, and respecting its pace allows you to experience it fully and safely. Hygiene, for example, is a critical component that is often overlooked. Without proper care, the risk of infection increases significantly, especially when venturing into new forms of intimacy. But with the right precautions, maintaining cleanliness, using appropriate protections, and paying attention to your body's needs, these risks can be minimized or even eliminated. So, are the risks real? Yes, they are, but fear often magnifies them to disproportionate levels. The truth is, any act involving the body requires care, attention, and a willingness to listen. Over the years, I've learned that the greatest safeguard is not fear but knowledge and respect. With the right information and a commitment to care, you can approach intimacy with confidence rather than trepidation. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The real danger lies not in exploring new experiences, but in ignoring yourself. Ignoring your instincts, silencing your inner voice, and dismissing the wisdom your body offers can lead to far greater harm than any act ever could. Your body is a remarkable creation, wise beyond measure. It knows how to communicate with you, to guide you toward what feels right and away from what doesn't. Trust it. Listen to its whispers and its warnings, and let them guide your choices. One of the most profound lessons I've learned is that true intimacy is not about pushing boundaries, but about honoring them. It's about recognizing that your body and mind are sacred spaces, deserving of care, respect, and love. Before you let fear or myths dictate your choices, remember this: your relationship with yourself is the most important one you will ever have. It is the foundation upon which all other connections are built. Honor it, nurture it, and let it guide you toward decisions that bring you peace, joy, and fulfillment. At the heart of all this is a simple yet powerful truth: respect is the greatest act of love. It is through respect that we create the freedom to be ourselves, to explore without fear, and to connect without hesitation. When respect and trust form the foundation of intimacy, it becomes not just an act but a profound expression of love and connection. So, when you approach intimacy, do so with a heart full of respect, for yourself, for your partner, and for the journey you're embarking on together. Only then can intimacy become the beautiful, transformative experience it is meant to be. How many times have we buried our feelings, sealing them away out of fear? Fear of judgment, fear of misunderstanding, or fear of outright rejection. It's a survival mechanism, one we often learn at a young age, as life teaches us to prioritize the needs and expectations of others over our own truths. We silence our voices to avoid conflict, to keep the peace, or simply to protect the ones we love. But let me share something with you. Speaking from the heart is one of the most powerful and transformative acts you can undertake. When you open up, when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you're not just freeing your spirit, you're building deeper, more meaningful relationships. Think about it. When we share our feelings, be it our joys, insecurities, doubts, or desires, we create a bridge of authenticity. We give those closest to us, our partners, friends, and family, the chance to truly see us, to understand the nuances of who we are beyond the surface. Without this openness, how can they ever really know us? And how can we ever feel truly connected to them? Expression is the cornerstone of connection. When you share your feelings, you offer others the opportunity to support you, to walk beside you not as distant observers but as active participants in your life. There's a myth many of us have internalized, that vulnerability is a weakness. Let me tell you, nothing could be further from the truth. Vulnerability is an act of courage. It's a way of standing tall and saying, "This is who I am, unfiltered and unguarded." When we allow ourselves to be seen in this way, without the masks we so often wear, we give others the gift of our true selves. And in doing so, we allow them to step closer, to be part of our world in a way that feels genuine and profound. So, how about starting today? Take a moment to sit with yourself, to ask what you're holding back. Is it joy you've been too shy to celebrate? Doubts you've been too scared to voice? Desires you've been too hesitant to claim? Whatever it is, give yourself permission to speak your truth. Don't underestimate the power of an honest, open conversation. It can be the beginning of a life lived with clarity, connection, and mutual respect. You deserve to be heard. Your feelings matter, your emotions are valid, and sharing them strengthens not only your voice but also the bonds you share with those who truly care for you. For many years, women of my generation were taught to do the opposite. We were taught to hold our secrets, desires, and emotions deep inside, hidden from view. The fear of misunderstanding, judgment, or worse, social condemnation, kept us locked in silence. Anything that deviated from the conventional was branded as shameful, and we were conditioned to avoid it at all costs. Any whisper of something different was met with disapproval, as though our dignity could be shattered by merely thinking beyond the prescribed norms. But time, as it often does, has shown us the flaws in that thinking. Living in harmony with your body, your mind, and your choices is one of the greatest gifts you can ever give yourself. And let me assure you, it is a gift you deserve, no matter your age, your past, or your circumstances. Slowly, little by little, women like me began to challenge the deeply rooted taboos that kept us shackled. We started to question the rules that dictated how we should feel, act, and exist. We began to reclaim our autonomy, allowing ourselves to experience life with a sense of freedom that had once seemed impossible. One of the greatest revelations in this journey was recognizing the transformative power of our bodies, not as objects, but as dynamic, evolving vessels of feeling, growth, and strength. At any age, our bodies are capable of incredible transformations. Intimacy, desire, and connection are not the exclusive domain of youth. They are timeless. In fact, maturity brings with it a clarity of understanding that younger years often lack. With age comes the wisdom to know what truly matters, the confidence to set aside societal expectations, and the courage to embrace what makes us feel whole. Women of my age, once burdened by shame and constrained by rigid rules, have learned to view intimacy and desire as natural parts of life, not as something to be feared or hidden, but as something to be celebrated. We've shed the unnecessary shame that was once draped over our shoulders and have stepped into a place of freedom, authenticity, and choice. Let me tell you, this isn't just about physical intimacy. It's about emotional connection, self-discovery, and the liberation that comes from fully embracing who you are. It's about realizing that the stories we tell ourselves and the limits we've accepted are often not our own. They're inherited from a world that was too afraid to see us as the multifaceted beings we are. And now, we're rewriting those stories. We're reclaiming our power, our voices, and our right to live authentically. So to anyone reading this, whether you're just beginning to understand yourself or you're years into the journey, don't wait. Don't let fear, judgment, or the echoes of outdated expectations keep you from speaking your truth. Start today. Share your feelings, your desires, your doubts, and your dreams. Let the people in your life truly know you, and give yourself the gift of connection, the kind that comes from being unapologetically and beautifully you. When I look at young women today, many still wrestling with fears, insecurities, and the weight of others' expectations, I feel an unshakable urge to tell them, you don't have to live your life defined by what others think you should do. You don't have to shape your choices around the invisible rulebook handed down by society, family, or even well-meaning friends. Life is not meant to be confined by boundaries others set for you. It's meant to be embraced fully, explored with curiosity, and lived according to what truly resonates within your heart. For those of us who have journeyed through the years, who have carried the weight of these fears and slowly, painfully, learned to release them, there is a profound sense of liberation in finally opening ourselves to what truly matters. It's like learning to breathe again after years of holding your breath. And this is what I wish to share with the younger generation. You are not bound by the expectations of others. You have the right to define your life, your choices, and your happiness. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. What life has taught me more than anything is the power of self-knowledge, the deep, intimate understanding of who you are and what you need to feel whole. Coupled with the courage to listen to your body and honor its wisdom, self-knowledge becomes the foundation of a life lived authentically and without regret. Aging has this remarkable way of peeling back the unnecessary layers, of helping us shed the fears and expectations that once felt so heavy. It teaches us to let go of the things that don't serve us and to embrace the truth that our lives are ours to shape, free from guilt or shame. What counts most is what makes you feel good, what makes you feel complete. It's not about meeting someone else's expectations or conforming to what others consider normal. It's about discovering what fulfills you, what aligns with your soul, and living unapologetically in that truth. Even if these discoveries come later in life, they are no less profound. In fact, they may be even more meaningful. For when we finally allow ourselves the freedom to explore safely, respectfully, and on our own terms, we step into a kind of liberation that feels nothing short of revolutionary. And this is the heart of it all. To truly live is to embrace your freedom. Freedom to explore your desires without shame, to say yes when it feels right, and to say no when it doesn't. It's the freedom to define what intimacy, connection, and fulfillment mean to you, not according to what others believe, but according to your own truth. There is no greater satisfaction than being who you truly are, fully, deeply, and without fear. As I reflect on these lessons, a question inevitably arises, one I know many have asked themselves: is it worth it? Is it worth challenging the norms we've been taught, exploring new experiences, and stepping into the unknown? For many, the thought alone is daunting. The whispers of judgment, the fear of failure, and the weight of societal expectations can feel overwhelming. But I can tell you, after years of grappling with this question myself, my answer is clear. Yes, it is absolutely worth it. But only when the choice is truly yours. Only when it comes from a place of authenticity, from a desire born within your heart, rather than pressure or obligation. To live a life of true value is to live authentically, guided by your own desires and needs, not those imposed by others. Too many people go through life shackled by fear. Fear of judgment, fear of disappointing those around them, fear of the unknown. I understand this fear deeply, as I lived much of my own life in its shadow. I stayed silent when I wanted to speak. I chose safety over risk, conformity over authenticity. I let others' expectations dictate my path. But time, with all its lessons and wisdom, taught me something invaluable. We cannot afford to silence our own voices. No one, not society, not family, not even the people who love us most, can decide what is best for us. That choice belongs to you, and you alone. When it comes to matters of intimacy, connection, and personal fulfillment, the decision must always come from within. It must stem from your own truth, your own desires, your own sense of what feels right. There is no script you have to follow, no standard you have to meet. To answer the question of whether it's worth it, you must look inward. Take a quiet moment to ask yourself, is this what I truly want? Is this experience one I feel ready and willing to explore? Each person's journey is unique, and there is no single path or destination. Self-knowledge is not about arriving at a definitive place. It's about walking the path with curiosity, intention, and self-compassion. If your answer is yes, if the desire feels true to you, then it will be worth every step, every discovery, every moment of growth. If the answer is no, that's okay too. There is no right or wrong answer, only your truth, and your truth is enough. For many of us, this journey of self-discovery comes later in life, but that doesn't make it any less powerful. In fact, there is a special kind of beauty in embracing freedom and self-expression after years of living under the constraints of others' expectations. It's a reminder that it's never too late to claim your truth, to rewrite your story, and to live in alignment with who you truly are. Whether you're just beginning to explore these questions or you've spent years grappling with them, know this: the journey is yours, and it is never too late to begin. So, to the young women who feel burdened by expectations, and to the older women who are just beginning to shed them, I say this: you are allowed to live for yourself. You are allowed to question the rules, to challenge the norms, and to define your own sense of fulfillment. You are allowed to prioritize your desires, to say yes or no without guilt, and to live in a way that feels true to you. Do not let fear, shame, or judgment steal your joy or diminish your worth. You are worthy of living fully, bravely, and unapologetically. And in the end, the greatest gift you can give yourself is the freedom to be exactly who you are, a person deserving of love, respect, and the boundless joy that comes from living authentically. So, ask yourself, what do you want? What feels right to you? What does freedom look like in your life? Whatever your answers may be, trust them, honor them, and most importantly, live them. For in doing so, you step into the fullness of who you are, and there is no greater satisfaction than that. Now that we've explored the depths of intimacy, self-awareness, and the power of respect and trust, I'd love to hear from you. What have you learned from this discussion? Is there one insight or idea that resonated deeply with you, something you'll bring into your own life or relationships? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters, and your reflections could inspire someone else on their journey. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Together, let's build a community where openness, respect, and authentic living are celebrated. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to hear what you've taken from today's conversation.